If you're living in Denver right now and Palm Springs has quietly started crossing your mind, you're not alone. I'm Glen Nadeau, and working with buyers coming out of Denver, I've noticed this rarely starts as a bold decision. It starts as a quiet question. Is this still working for me? If that question has surfaced even once, this is worth exploring sooner than later. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. Let's dive in. When people from Denver reach out to me, they're usually not trying to leave Denver. They're trying to solve something that's been gently building over time. For some, it's cost pressure. Denver used to feel like a smart alternative to coastal pricing. Now, many buyers are realizing that $700,000 to $900,000 often still means compromise. In space, in privacy, in location. And if you're going to spend at that level, you want the lifestyle to match. For others, it's climate fatigue. Yes, Denver gets sunshine, but it also comes with long winters, sudden snow swings, and a level of unpredictability that wears on people over time, more than they tend to admit until they're looking back on it. And then there's the pace, the traffic, planning your life around crowds. At a certain point, people start asking a different question altogether. What would it feel like if it were just easier? This is usually the first thing people notice when they spend real time in Palm Springs, the drop in daily friction. In Denver, your day often requires planning before it even begins. Traffic patterns, parking, timing. Here, things flow. You can get across town in 10 to 15 minutes. You're not negotiating your entire day before it starts. What people don't expect is how much mental energy that frees up. Palm Springs isn't slower because there's nothing happening. It's slower because it's not constantly demanding your attention. For a lot of buyers, that's where the relief starts. Let's be honest about this, because this is where people either lean in or hesitate. Denver gives you 4 seasons. Palm Springs gives you consistency, over 300 days of sunshine a year. That consistency changes how you live. You're outside more, you move more, you wake up differently. But yes, summer is real, it's hot, and there's no softening that truth. The difference is that it's predictable. People shift their routines, early mornings, pool time, evenings out. The regret I see doesn't come from the heat itself. It comes from expecting it to behave like a mild climate. Understand it up front, and it becomes part of the rhythm rather than a source of second guessing. This is where things become very tangible for Denver buyers, because the same budget creates a completely different living experience. In Denver, a $800,000 price point often means shared walls, smaller lots, or trade-offs on location. In Palm Springs, you're often looking at a private pool, indoor-outdoor living, mid-century architecture, mountain views, and actual space to breathe. You're not just buying square footage, you're buying how the home feels. For a lot of people, this is the moment Palm Springs stops being a vacation idea and starts feeling like a real option. This one deserves its own conversation because it's something nowhere else can replicate in the same way. Palm Springs isn't just LGBTQ+ friendly, it's LGBTQ+ centered. Nearly half the population identifies as LGBTQ+, and that fundamentally changes how the city feels day to day. You're not finding your people in pockets. You're living in a place where visibility, safety, and connection are built into the environment itself. For many buyers, especially gay men in their 40s or 50s and beyond, that shift is deeply meaningful. As a gay man myself, I can honestly tell you what a game changer it is. At the same time, Palm Springs has a seasonal rhythm. There's a social energy during peak months and a quieter, more introspective feel in summer. Some people love that balance, others need to experience it before making a move. This is where Palm Springs starts to stand apart in a very practical way. Most homes are single story. The city is designed for accessibility. There's a genuine culture around wellness and aging well. What I see over and over again is that people don't necessarily move here overnight. Many start with a second home, spend time here, and over a 3 to 7 year window, it becomes their primary residence. Which brings me to something worth saying directly. If Palm Springs is even a future idea for you, timing matters more than most people realize. One of the smartest moves I see buyers make in purchasing their Palm Springs home early, using it part-time, renting it when you're not here, and letting someone else help cover the cost while time does the heavy lifting. Equity builds, the home is there when they're ready, and they're not trying to enter the market later when options may be more limited. Now, Palm Springs does regulate short-term rentals. You need a permit, and there are caps in place, 20% per neighborhood. So this strategy only works when you choose the right property and the right location from the beginning. That's something we map out together up front so there are no surprises down the road. Here are a few questions I hear constantly, and they're worth addressing honestly. Will I get bored in Palm Springs? Only if you expect the city to entertain you the way Denver does. Palm Springs rewards participation. If you engage, there's more than enough here. Is Palm Springs too slow? It's slower, but it's not empty. Most people come to realize that they weren't craving more stimulation, they were craving less pressure. Is the summer heat a deal breaker? No, but it is something you need to adapt to. Once you do, it becomes a part of the lifestyle rather than something you're enduring. Will I miss Denver? Some people do, especially the seasons and proximity to the mountain. And it's worth being honest with yourself about that before making any decisions. How long does it take to feel at home? Usually about a year to orient. By year 2, it starts to feel like home. If you love fast-paced city energy, constant stimulation, and 4 true seasons, Denver may still be the better fit. No shame in that. It's a genuinely great city for the right person. But if you're starting to crave space, ease, sunshine, and a stronger sense of community, Palm Springs begins to make a lot more sense. For most people, this isn't an immediate move. It's a 5 or 10-year idea. And that is exactly why starting the conversation earlier matters, because the people who feel the most confident about this decision are the ones who gave themselves time. If Palm Springs is starting to feel like a future chapter, I'm always happy to talk things through. Most people who reach out to me directly aren't ready to move tomorrow. They just want clarity. I work with Denver-based buyers and sellers like you every week, mapping smart timelines and options that actually fit real life. You can call or text me directly or use the contact links in the description. No pressure, just perspective. If you haven't yet already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more exciting changes, developments, and opportunities taking place here in Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.